Okay, copy.
So the team here in Houston is verifying that ATV has reached the S4 hold point. As we mentioned, it will stay here for about 10 minutes. And the teams will check out all the systems to make sure that it's in the proper position. And then the go will be given for final approach and docking.
We have prepared the information of RDS. Okay, copy.
While this automated transfer vehicle sits here at the S4 hold point, the teams here in Houston are doing a series of checks to make sure that they are all set up and ready for the docking. Meanwhile, the team at the ATV Control Center in Toulouse, France, is watching over their vehicle as well. All things are green down the board. And everything should be go for the ATV to depart the S4 hold point coming up here momentarily.
Есть РДС ready. Есть S4 station keeping vehicle mode, engine mode.
So we have RDS and also station keeping mode. Okay, copy.
The Zvezda service module, which will be the target of today's docking, is the exact same one that the other two ATVs also docked with. As we mentioned, the Jules Verne was the first one back in March 2008. The Johannes Kepler was in February 2011. This is the first time that the European Space Agency has turned around one of these ATVs within the calendar year, which of course is the target. So quite an accomplishment for our colleagues there at ESA to prepare this vehicle and get it flown in the same calendar year, just one short year after the Johannes Kepler performed its mission to the International Space Station, delivering supplies back in February 2011. There is another ATV scheduled for sometime next year. This one will bear the name of yet another famous scientist, Albert Einstein. That one will be flying a similar mission profile to this one, which of course is named after Edoardo Amaldi. The visiting vehicle officer here inside Mission Control is confirming to Flight Director Jerry Jason that the docking system of the ATV is in the proper mode and ready to operate. According to the clocks here, ATV should be departing this hold point in under 6 minutes. It'll have one more short hold point, and that will be the last stop before the final approach and docking to the Zvezda service module.
Station, Moscow. Go ahead. On ATV. How do you monitor the target? Can you observe the peripheral marks? Yes. We are observing that. The target is lit very well. Okay, copy.
We are right at 15 minutes away from the docking of the automated transfer vehicle to the International Space Station. ATV, of course, is one very large piece of the cargo puzzle that supplies the International Space Station. It delivers more than 7 tons of supplies to the orbiting complex. Of course, there's the Russian Progress vehicles, which bring up about 2.5 tons several times per year. They also dock with the Russian segment.
Station Moscow on
the Japanese have the HTV, the H-2B transfer vehicle, which docks with the U.S. segment. And then later this year, we will see the first of 2 private companies here in the United States, both SpaceX and Orbital, will be flying demonstration missions and eventually actual cargo missions to the International Space Station. Of course, if you would like to take a look at any of these vehicles, learn more about them, just log on to the NASA website at nasa.gov. This is Mission Control Houston. For those of you just joining our broadcast, you're looking at a live view of the European Space Agency's automated transfer vehicle. This is the Edoardo Amaldi. It is just a few meters away from the Russian segment of the International Space Station. It is going to be docking with the Zvezda service module coming up in about 12 minutes. It is currently at one of its final hold points as the ground teams both here in Houston and at the ATV Control Center in Toulouse, France, do a final checkout of its systems and confirm that both the ATV and the ISS are in the proper configuration and all the docking systems are on and operating and ready to support the activities coming up here in just a few short minutes. This vehicle is bringing up almost 14,500 pounds of supplies to the Expedition 30 crew. They will actually open up the hatches and check out the atmosphere inside the ATV beginning tomorrow. That will take several hours to verify that the air is acceptable inside and that the crew can go on inside. They will actually begin the full-on ingress and begin the unloading process starting on Friday.
2 station keeping 11 meters, so 18 meters.
As you can see, ATV continuing to close in. It has departed the S4 hold point. There is one more small hold point coming up in a couple of minutes. You will see it stop one more time for a final checkout. But everything's still on track for today's docking, which is on the clocks for 5:33 p.m. Central Time, 6:33 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, the LEDs are nominal. So 06 is the rate. Okay, copy. 006 is the rate. 14 meters. 008. Everything is nominal. Copy. LEDs are nominal. No, 006 is the rate. Copy.
The ATV is now within 15 meters of the Zvezda service module and continuing to close in fairly slowly. Of course, these views are very deceptive because both of these vehicles are currently traveling at 17,500 miles an hour, or Mach 25.
metros, promoción.
11 meters, 007. Copy.
Так, состояние транспарантов штатно.
LEDs are nominal.
ATV идет по принято.
ATV is moving nominally. Okay. Copy.
Есть падение скорости.
The rate decrease. 0 is the rate. Copy.
11 метров, скорость 0.
11 meters, copy.
ATV has reached yet another hold point at about 11 meters away from the Russian segment. Here in Houston, Flight Director Jerry Jason's about to do his final go, no-go of the team here. That should clear the way for ATV's docking coming up in just a few minutes, according to the clocks here in Mission Control, about 8.5 minutes away from now.
We are at page 4.12, step 15. Okay, copy.
This is Mission Control Houston Flight Director Jerry Jason, who's sitting there in the center of the console, has just finished his go, no-go of the entire team here in Houston. Everybody is go, so they were reporting that to all the different control centers and international partners. Sitting beside him on the right is Dina Cantella. ATV is currently holding right at 10 to 11 meters away from the International Space Station. We're about 5 minutes away from the actual docking itself.
Экипаж МКС
Station Moscow.
по ATV.
On ATV. Go ahead.
Ожидаем
We are expecting
движения.
the initiation or beginning of the motion.
Принято.
Okay, copy.
Скорость. Да, есть набор разгона и скорости.
Yes, we can see the
Вызвана команда
rate gain.
движения.
We have executed the command to initiate the movement.
Скорость
Okay, copy.
009.
009 is the
The
rate.
team is reporting, as you can see, that the ATV has departed the final hold point.
Everything is nominal.
Принято.
Copy.
These final few minutes of closure are extremely slow as these two vehicles
Принято.
basically stare each other down. ATV continues to close in on the Zvezda service module. Docking on the clocks for 5:33 p.m. Central Time. Of course, that could be plus or minus by a few seconds.
Я метров, номер 5, смещаемся на войне.
Принято.
7 meters, okay, 005, copy.
Состояние транспаранта штат.
LEDs are nominal,
Принято.
copy.
Скорость по курсу меняется от 0,01 до 0,10.
So the rate is changing from 001 to 010, 6 meters, copy.
ATV now at 6 meters and closing in on the International Space Station, both vehicles high above the Pacific Ocean.
Copy.
Ожидаем доклада 2 метров.
We're expecting the report 2 meters and 1.
5 meters.
Okay, copy.
Единица, номер 8.
Принято.
Inaudible, copy.
4 meters and closing.
3 метра, номер 6.
3 meters, copy. Copy.
Так, состояние транспаранта штат.
LEDs are nominal,
Принято.
copy.
2 метра, перехожу на пунктирную
Обстрел пунктирную линию перешли.
2 meters,
Принято.
2 meters, and we are transferring to dotted line. Okay, copy.
Принято.
чоп.
Chop,
Приготовить секундомер.
copy. Please прepare the
Номер готов.
timer. The timer is ready, copy.
Скорость 0,06.
006 is the rate,
Принято.
copy.
Скорость 0,06, 0,07.
006, 007 is the rate, standing by.
Пущен дата. Секундомер 22, 31, 35.
Contact is confirmed at 5:31 p.m. Central Time. The Edoardo Amaldi has arrived at the International Space Station.
РДС ready.
RDS is 3,
Once.
start,
Принято.
copy.
The two vehicles were over the South Pacific Ocean, just to the north of the American Samoan Islands. Once again, docking and contact confirmed at 5:31 p.m. Central Time.
Could you please record the time?
Андрей, задиктуй.
Andrei, could you please dictate it?
22, 31, сколько там было?
So, 22, 31, 35. Did I say that? 31, 17.
31, 17.
31, 17, copy.
Есть изменение длины штанги в окно
So,
событий.
the probe length is
The
changing.
team are confirming that the docking probe is retracting.
420, 415 millimeters.
Дыхание было мягкое,
Copy.
почувствовали даже.
So the contact was very soft. The capture was soft. We didn't even feel it. Okay, copy.
You can hear the crew there reporting that they didn't even feel the actual contact and docking of the vehicle itself, that it was very, very soft. They could not actually physically see it out one of the windows, but they were watching the video monitors that are...
Okay, copy.
So the team here in Houston is verifying that ATV has reached the S4 hold point. As we mentioned, it will stay here for about 10 minutes. And the teams will check out all the systems to make sure that it's in the proper position. And then the go will be given for final approach and docking.
чтобы мы подготовили информацию РДС.
We have prepared the information of RDS.
Принято.
Okay, copy.
Так, есть РДС ready. Есть связь for station keeping. We come out emergency mode.
So we have RDS and also station keeping mode. Okay, copy.
The Zvezda service module, which will be the target of today's docking, is the exact same one that the other two ATVs also docked with. As we mentioned, the Jules Verne was the first one back in March 2008. The Johannes Kepler was in While this automated transfer vehicle sits here at the S4 hold point, the teams here in Houston are doing a series of checks to make sure that they are all set up and ready for the docking. Meanwhile, the team at the ATV Control Center in Toulouse, France, is watching over their vehicle as well. All things are green down the board. And everything should be go for the ATV to depart the S4 hold point coming up here momentarily.